A damaged woman will not appreciate a good thing until she no longer has access to it. I dated a guy, he was incredible. We were young, he had his life together, he had a plan, he was respectful, a gentleman. He was a good person. But I was damaged and unable to receive what he wanted to give me, which was love and respect. So eventually, he got tired of it. He left. He didn't make a scene. He didn't disrespect me. He was just done. But what he said forced me to look at myself. He said, I hope you heal so that you can receive all that you deserve. I still love you. And that crushed me. Do you hear me? Crushed me. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I lost him. It took me to lose a good person and deal with unhealed people for me to realize that there's a shortage of good people. And if you find a good person, man, you better hold on to them because it might be a very long time, if ever you find another one. I looked for him in practically everybody, and I never found him. So, I don't know. Be mindful.
No, what if he's like that brunette? Like with the brunette. Can I get the brunette number? Okay. Stop. Wait. Dear Jesus, please let this be me and not Nora. I'm sorry. Okay. Mustard. Foil. Wait. Am I getting pranked? Ew, wait, what is this? Is this poison?
Go wash your hands.
Go in
And wash your hands.
Mustard, foil, light bulbs.
Lily, go throw it
Number.
away. Go throw it away and wash your hands.
Wait. Don't touch anything.
Shaking my head. Some men on this app are so brutally idiotic. Y'all are like, go to therapy. You're commenting on multiple TikToks. Like, you're telling me to go to therapy? Maybe you should get off of my TikTok and stop berating me and figure out why you hate women. Why don't you get a therapist? Go figure that one out. I mean, if you hate women that much, why don't you go to the other side? Stop telling me to go to the other side. I'm secure with myself. I talked to my therapist today, actually. And you want to know what we talked about? We talked about how a lot of men are intimidated by women with an opinion. And at this age, at 30 years old, it's a little bit harder to date because women just get smarter. We know what we want. We've been through some experiences, so we're learning from them. And guess what y'all are doing at my age or younger? You're not. You're not learning. You're intimidated with a woman's independence. It's okay, just say it. It's all right. I'm sick of these men out here telling me to go to the other side. First of all, sexuality is not a choice. Idiots. 2, oh, you're jaded, you're 30. Oh my God, literally, I couldn't have been better right now if I've tried. Seriously, okay? More secure with myself. I feel great. I'm feeling like physically, emotionally, mentally, I'm getting there, all right? I don't need you guys to be actually ruining me, okay? Because you guys are on my TikToks like, no, this girl would ruin you. No. Have we not studied enough? Have we not seen research? A good woman makes a mediocre man better. Get it through your dumb, thick skull, all right? If you just can't stop berating me on TikTok, I don't know, seriously look inward. We need to, like, there's something going on. You need a therapist, okay?
It looks like the men in the comments have her in her feelings. This woman is going into a full-blown meltdown. Relax.
Why are all of the attractive men that have things in common with me and that I would absolutely date and that would date me hundreds, if not thousands of miles away? Feels like a hate crime.
Men, if you're out shopping for anything and you see a woman that just keeps popping up, she's not just popping up for no reason. That girl is stalking you. She is hoping to God that you will say something. She's attracted to you. Say hi.
How do you handle a client who thinks they're a 10, but they're actually a 5?
Well, I mean, I think so. It's interesting because most people that think that they're 10s, if we want to talk about 10s and people that are categorized as numbers, they don't come to me.
Interesting.
Because 10s feel that they're 10s and they don't
need the help.
Don't need the help.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you feel like some of them do? I feel like the ones that think they're the 10s need the most help.
Yeah. So
oftentimes
I talk about how when we're 18 and we leave the house and we graduate high school, there are two things that are assumed. Number one, that we know how to attract a healthy relationship.
No.
And number two, that we know how to manage money.
Yeah.
No.
And neither one of these are true.
Right.
For sure.
Yet they are so important to life. And the only way that we know how to manage money and how to navigate relationships is based off of how we grew up, watching our parents.
Yeah.
Right. So when we get older, it's assumed that we're going to find love and we're going to be really good at it and we're going to be able to find that partner and we're going to be able to have money and be successful. But we know that it's difficult and there's no playbook. It's not like you get a book on how to date and you get a book of how to manage money. I mean, maybe sometimes. But as we get older, these are the two most vulnerable places to be in with somebody, is to talk about love and relationships and talk about money. Yet these are the two things in life that we will refuse to ask for help for, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if dating was easy, I wouldn't be in business.
Right.
For sure.
Like, I wish I wasn't in business. I wish this wasn't a thing. I wish that people could find love and connection easily, but it's just not that.
Cardi B body working. Look at how these BBLs start to look as you get older. A lot of y'all women are completely just gone. Y'all don't realize that men don't desire the BBL look when it comes to staying with you long term. The BBL look is just a look that y'all use to compete with each other to try to see who can get the most money and who could have the biggest behind. That's it. How many women with these types of bodies are able to actually keep a man? And not to mention, I heard these joints stink. Thank God I've never had to deal with a woman who had a BBL. Or just think about this Coachella Revolve Festival. Think about how many fake bodies. Think about how much fake hair, fake nails, fake everything that you have at this concert. And how many of these same women have no men. Another big reason you might not have a man if you're attending these type of concerts is because you're sitting here filming women turn their whole behind up at you and show their behind hole and another hole, and you guys are filming it and enjoying it. Maybe you all don't actually want men after all.
How long are you gonna push this? Y'all have been saying the same thing for decades. And now, come to find out, it's not true. Now that men have a platform and the ability to speak about things, we know the truth. I quite literally just posted a video talking about the story of how this happens. How the woman moves the goalposts, pulls back on intimacy, and then blames the man. All while he's been trying to do exactly what she wants to keep the relationship alive. She needs him to do this, that, and the other because she's stressed, and that'll help her. So he does. And it helps for a week until she changes again. And now she moves the goalpost. And now she needs that and the other. And guess what? Guess who keeps doing less and less? Her. While who does more and more? Him. It's a delusional state of mind that y'all are in, thinking that the man doesn't ever try, that he hasn't changed and he just continues to go down this same path. That's why I left. No, you just don't notice that you keep asking him to do all these things. He does it and you don't appreciate it. 99% of men will take the blame because we know that if we're the problem, we can fix the problem. But if you're the problem, we can't fix you. We try, but we can't. You know that old saying, happy wife, happy life? Yeah, that garbage spread around forever. And now we're finally standing up to it saying, no, that's not how this works. If anything, that's what causes divorce more than anything. Because the women become entitled. You get used to the attention you get from your man. You get used to him doing everything for you. So you keep moving the goalpost and you keep trying to change him until eventually there's nothing more he can do. So then now you're the victim and you end up going off and looking for somebody better. And then you blame the man. Every damn time. You want facts? Those are facts.
Obviously, fake username says, I spent 17 years trying to make her happy. And when I questioned why no one seemed to care about my happiness, I was called a narcissist for wanting my needs to be taken into account. Richard Guard 848 says, you're exactly right. I cooked, I cleaned, I did the laundry, took care of the house, I did the cars. Nothing was appreciated, and eventually she left. Matt Will 216 says, in my divorce, my kids got so upset with their mother's lies, they told the judge that they want to live with me, and she was the whole problem. Exactly.
Men's most romantic belief is I can be loved for who I am. I think in their heart of hearts, most men would like to believe that that is possible and true. But I'm reminded of like that quote from Chris Rock. What did he say? That like children, women, and dogs are loved unconditionally. And men are loved on the condition of what they can provide. And on some level, that's just how the game is played. Is that fair? I don't know. Like, it is what it is. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. The issue, though, is what value you can provide really depends on who you're dealing with. Like, so many people are concrete about this. They think it's only about money, and it's not. Money is great. I'd rather have more money than less, but it's not the end of the story. So you can provide value in all kinds of different ways. You can provide value, first and foremost, as a guy, by being willing to wife her up and have kids with her, because a lot of the most attractive men aren't going to be willing to do that. And that's what actually allows less attractive men to compete for the same women against more attractive men, because they're willing to give something that the woman values that the more attractive man can't or won't.
No, you only ordered this. You only ordered the pad thai. I asked you if you wanted some of this. You said no. You're not getting any of this.
Okay, it's just shrimp. Relax. But it goes together with the rice, so can I get some rice? Just last plate. Okay.
Here's your half.
Why? Why can't I have that half?
Okay, here.
But why did you want to give me that to begin with?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's
But
literally
why-
the same sandwich cut in half.
But why didn't you want to give me that one first?
Here, you want this one? Take it.
No, I want that one now. Blaze!
What one you want now?
Wait,
What? I only got this one taco. You got all that food.
okay, but that looks really good. I said I wanted to try that one.
This is the only thing I got. I only got one. I got one.
I just want to take a little
And
bite.
I don't want no ribs.
I just want a little bite. Just a little. Just a little one. You never share.
This is day 3 of 21 days of dating in real life to see if I can find a match off the apps. And baby, Winefest did not disappoint. It's one of my favorite events in Atlanta because look at this. Unlimited wine, good music, great vibes. I really came to hang out with my friends, but I also wanted to put myself out there, flirt a little, and just see who was going to match my energy. So I decided to ask guys if they would take a picture of me just as like a conversation starter, and it actually worked pretty well. A few people also approached me. I think the wine really lowered inhibitions and made men more likely to just make a move and seize the opportunity. After 2 days of dubs, this was kind of a success. I gave my number to a few guys and all around just had so much fun being out with my friends. Cheers to good wine, good friends, and hopefully a few good connections. And as always, if you have any suggestions, let me know where you think I should go next.
Okay, you better keep shooting then. Shoot, come on now.
One of my first nursing jobs was a plastic surgery aftercare nurse. And when I tell you that when I saw Chief Queef's video talking about how BBLs stink, I knew exactly the scent that she was talking about. Because as a plastic surgery aftercare nurse, it's like BBLs left and right. Everyone's getting a BBL. 20-year-olds, 60-year-olds, everybody. Especially here in LA, it's like going to the dentist. Just another appointment. But it stinks, but not like earring backs or anything like that. It's like, how do I describe it? Sour. It's like a sour scent I don't even know. It's like it just smells like milk. I don't know.
Excuse the language you're about to hear in this video, but I'm going to say what needs to be said. This is the most naked, ass popping, bent over, turning up but broke, celebrating struggle, but stink 'cause they don't know how to wash their ass properly, no loyalty having, double crossing, phony, ignorant ass, high school diploma having, no job or trade skill having, fake entrepreneur, no business etiquette or customer service skill etiquette having, entitled, think I know everything but don't know ass generation ever.
I broke no contact. I texted him saying I wanted him back and that I loved him and I didn't understand why he did what he did. And the text that I got back was that he cared about me and this is hurting him, if not as much, but more than it's hurting me. And that we're on two different paths in our lives. And he has to figure out his own path and go for this job. And he needs this time away from me. And essentially what I got from that was that he didn't love me. And our relationship wasn't worth fighting for. And at the end of the day, it did nothing for my healing process. Absolutely nothing. So for anyone out there that wants to message them, please let this be a warning. Don't do it. Because healing doesn't come from them. It's got to come from you.
You know, everything's got to be about them. When they leave a relationship because they're simply not happy, then I got to do what's best for me. But God forbid a man say that. Oh, you hate to fight for the relationship.
I have this theory that men on Hinge either don't know their audience at all or they know their audience way too well. There are so many men that make their account from the male gaze whenever like a woman doesn't care about any of those things. And then there's a man that will curate their profile for the female gaze so hard that it's like, you're doing too much. On one end of the stick, I don't care that you can bench press 300 pounds. Like, I don't really give a shit about that. On the other end, what the f do you know about Claro, okay?
Let this be a reminder to not give nothing to a talking stage. Because first of all, the first talking stage that broke my heart, yeah, I made a basket for him. He didn't win it. And like, so you know, and then the other one that I finally like, I was like, oh, okay. Like I let my guard down for this guy. I gave him my Dutch keychain. And the thing is that I told him when I was giving it to him, I was like, oh, if we ever stop talking, I'm gonna take it back. And he started laughing. And like now I know why he was laughing, because he knows that well he was not gonna give it back. And I'll drive to your house or wherever to get my Dutch keychain because I waited in line. And like I'm so mad at myself because like I'm so mad. Like, bro, I just want my Dutch keychain. R.I.P.
He don't want you because he really deep down want a boyfriend. I don't know why y'all be surprised. Like a lot of these they be DL. Like 98% of men are in the closet in their DL. I kid you not. Like, so you wonder why I'm not really with you for real? Because he really like boys. He like men. He's on the other side.
See, I fully understand why a lot of these men are not really with a lot of you women right now. What I don't understand is why we're still acting surprised that men don't really want to deal with women like that when they're in a world surrounded by women that's not even worth dealing with. Men are starting to have standards now, and it's like every time y'all come across a man whose bar is not in hell, y'all accuse him of talking about if he don't really with you like that, it mean he like boys. Maybe you just not worth it. Like, did you ever consider that? The way most women act nowadays, if I was a man, I would not want to with y'all either. First of all, y'all use these men as a personal ATM machine and y'all don't do in return. Y'all don't cook at all. Y'all done turn into some damn takeout queens. And not knowing how to cook is no longer an excuse because for one, men are not hard to feed. Some of them be jumping for joy if they find a woman who's willing to make something as simple as hamburger helper. Like I said, the bar is in hell. But there's also way too much modern day technology for y'all to still be using that excuse that you can't cook. Like, there's so many machines that will do the cooking for you. It's literally on autopilot. Pick one. Because between the crock pot and the air fryer, you have no excuses. Also, a lot of y'all run around here with absolutely no respect. No respect for a man. Hell, no respect for yourself half the time because a lot of y'all be walking around here just openly acting like hoes. Nowadays, a man can't even express his feelings without being criticized by a woman. Like, why are we acting surprised? It's not worth dealing with. Finding a good woman is so rare nowadays that they've just thrown their hands up. Like, you know what, I'm just not going with y'all. And if I do, it's going to be in a very casual sense. If women would actually start acting like women, it might change, but y'all not willing to do student.
You know, I learned the key to making a relationship last. I did. You just have to do what you did in the beginning to get in the relationship all the way through. And it works out. And remember how relationships start. A relationship starts because a man lies about who he is. And a woman accepts that. That is what a relationship is. So fellas, you have to keep lying. It's imperative that you lie to her in her face daily. And ladies, you just gonna have to take that. You have to take it. And I know it sounds messed up, I know. But it's because we're different, we love differently. A man's love is possessive. Ladies, we want you. We'll do whatever it takes to get you. And once we have you, only concern is keeping you and keeping other men the away from you. That's it. And ladies, y'all want something different. Women want something different out of love. Women want to be happy. You see how that's different? Fellas, you see how that didn't really include you? Women want to be happy. They make decisions in life based off of their happiness. That's why a woman can have a job making $1 million an hour. And if she don't like the way she feels, go into that job every day. Eventually, she will quit that job. You see how y'all get that? You see the confusion on the men's faces? Because all they heard was, these niggas pay $1 million an hour. And you're like, but what about what they do at the job? I don't give a what they do down there at that job. I'll see you Monday. That's how we work. We're different. But because they prioritize happiness, fellas, that's why they get to be happy. She gets to be happy. All right? And some men have figured this out, and they get to be married a long time. You ever talk to a man that's been married a long time? Ask him what's the key to his marriage. He'll tell you, happy wife, happy life. That don't say nothing about honesty. You've never talked to your grandfather and he'd be like, keep it real with a young blood. They love that shit.
John Wesley in the comments said, I don't agree. You don't have to lie. Just don't mention some things.
I think women actually don't want equal treatment. They couldn't handle it if they got it, quite a number of them. It's a tough world out there. What a lot of women are actually asking for, and you can look aghast at this, is special treatment. If you look at all female shortlists for positions, is that equal treatment or is that special treatment? I think what women need to realise is that you have to toughen up. We can't ask for equal pay. You have to be paid on performance and you have to be paid for the results you deliver. It's a tough world out there, and I don't think Karen Brady and others are doing us any favours by putting this sort of debate out there. I think we have to just compete in what is a tough world. And I think we need to keep that. We need to look after it. Do we want a world that's completely void of colour? Do we want everything to be magnolia? No, we don't.
I hear so many women in the dating scene today, and they're just preaching like, oh, I just want a man that's going to let me flow and be in my feminine. And I am all for that, and I agree with that. But the flaw that I see is, do you let him be in his full masculine? Do you submit to him? Do you serve him? Do you let him provide for you, protect you? Do you guard his heart? Do you allow him to be in his full masculine so that you can be in your feminine? Because it's a two-way street. You can't be in your feminine unless you have somebody in the masculine.
Then you should have made a move. You should have made a move. This is why making the first move as a woman is more than acceptable. It should be encouraged. If you like someone, make a move. And then if it doesn't result in anything, at least you don't have to live with the thought of, oh, what if? You make a move. Hopefully there's a reciprocity. And if there isn't, you have that closure. You're not going to spend your time trying to get over something that was left ambiguous or uncertain. This is why women should feel comfortable making the first move. It's not about what could it be about? It literally is just about you going after your answers and not living in a state of waiting for someone to read your mind or you know, the idea that like men should make the first move. Sometimes men don't make a move because they don't even know they have a shot. So you gotta let them know. And if they don't do anything afterwards, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. You won't have to live wondering what would have happened. And if they now have a girlfriend, well, too damn bad, girl. Too damn bad. What, is he the last Coca-Cola in the desert? No. Keep it pushing. He's not the first man you'll love or like. He's not going to be the last.
Unfortunately, the next video on their For You page is going to tell them, we don't trace, we attract.
If when you're on dates, you're bonding over your past traumas, you are setting yourself up for failure. And this is why. The thing is like you're literally saying, hey, somebody was able to have me and maintain me and I stayed through all these things. I was basically on the clearance rack in the corner. I devalued myself and let him have me at a coupon price. Literally stayed through all these things and put discounts on myself, while being treated like cheap clearance items, okay? And stayed. But I want you to buy me at the premium price, treat me like a luxury, you know, a luxury thing. I want you to do all these things. This is what I expect from you. But I'm still the same thing that was once discounted, but I want you to treat it like a luxury item. You know what I'm saying? I used to do this all the time. I just thought, like, why would we not talk about the past? Like, it's what made me me. But that is for your husband. That is not for people that you are dating. They are literally going to audition for you. Let them know that you are literally the most high-valued woman they have ever met before, and that all the good things people did for you, because then they will want to do that same thing for you. Men seek other men's validation. So whenever they know, like, this other man, they compare... You know, so when they're like, oh, this other man did all these things for her, this other man treated her like this is how she holds herself, this is what she expects, she's not going to expect less, because if I don't do it for her, someone else will. Hello, you're going to be treated like absolute gold. If you sit there and talk about all the things you went through and how terrible it is, and you think that that's going to tell him, like, hey, I've been through all this, please treat me better. Please just know, like, I've been through so much, please treat me better than anyone ever has in my whole life. You're wrong, maybe at first, because he knows how easy it is to do breadcrumb you, to do the littlest things to make you excited about it because you had such trash in the past. But if he thinks that you had all these amazing experiences, amazing men, he's going to want to outdo anything you've ever had before. He's going to be like, well, she expects this. She views herself this way. She's going to, if I don't do it for her, she'll do it for herself. If he thinks that you only accept this, he's not going to do this. He's going to want to outdo it. So don't sit there at a date and talk about all the things you've been through and all the traumas and all the men that cheated on you and how many times he cheated on you and all the times you cried and all the things you stayed through. I've done it, and you are... You're not bonding with anyone. You're literally telling him how he could treat you and that you'd stay. You are a high-valued woman in your feminine energy. This is what you expect. This is what your standards are, your boundaries. Come audition. That's how you will get a provider man. That's how you will get a high-value man. That is how you will get treated like a freaking queen. Have a man that understands, like, he's going to go for you. You don't have to audition for him. You don't have to try to be like, oh, pick me, pick me. Pick you. You are the prize, girl. You are the prize.
I'm really honestly not sure how they do it, but women continue to come up with bad advice. Instead of trying to gaslight him into thinking that you're a quote-unquote premium high-value woman, why don't you just be a premium high-value woman? Well, how do I do that? By acting like a lady, doing the things that he needs, providing value to him. That's what high value is. You guys got to stop gaslighting yourself.
If anyone wanted to feel better about their dating life, just know I'm 31 and my mother decided to show up to a date with a man I had just met. And she comes waltzing in and I look over and I'm like, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, I thought you were with your friends. And proceeds to sit down and introduce herself to him. And she only knew where I was because she tracked my location and just showed up. No text, no call. She said she was having a bad day and needed a hug. Mind you, I've given my mom maybe 10 hugs in my entire life. And then she proceeds to say, why can't I just stop and get a hug?
Every husband that I have ever met that's loyal, stable, consistent, loving, super nice, will do anything for the family, anything for her, anything for the kids, constantly self-sacrifice himself and his own well-being for her, okay? Every single husband that I know in that category has been left, has been cheated on, has been heartbroken, or has been divorced, okay? Now, over the years, every single husband that I've watched who moves the exact opposite, meaning he does whatever he wants, he doesn't really care. Maybe he's at the bar 3 or 4 nights a week, he's drinking, he's smoking, she can never get a hold of him, he forgets to charge his phone is dead, she can't get a hold of him, he forgets to reply to the text message, he's out shooting pool with his friends, right? Then he's out over at this sports bar hanging out, and the wife and kids are never really a priority. I have watched these wives consistently chase and pursue these men's validation and stay with these husbands year after year after year after year, staying with them despite constantly complaining about them. What you have to understand with female nature is you have to look at her actions and where she's putting her time. And even if she says, oh, I hate that he's this way, I hate that he has these traits, I wish he would be more responsive, I wish he would be more emotionally available, I wish he would be more emotionally open. Despite her saying those things, you have to look at it this way. If year after year she's still with him, that guy that she's complaining about is doing something right.
My kids knew about my wife's affair and helped her cover it up. Last week, while my wife, 49 female, was taking a shower, I, 50 male, saw a notification pop up on her phone and went to open it thinking it was one of our daughters, Maddie, 24, and Alice, 26, female, confirming what time their girls' dinner was. Instead, I saw an unsaved number saying, I can't wait to see you, and then a kissing emoji. I froze for a second. I clicked on the message and saw a short thread, mostly confirming dinner plans for that evening and how they missed each other, and once a week just wasn't enough. I knew what I saw. 29 years of marriage down the drain. Hoping to catch her in a lie before she left the house, I texted both of our daughters and asked them about the girls' dinner. What happened next broke me to my core. Both girls confirmed the dinner and said they were excited. I couldn't believe it. Not proud of what came next, I turned her location sharing on with me in her phone and let her leave. I followed her to the restaurant, and lo and behold, neither daughter was there, but instead a man I knew was her boss. I was so heartbroken. Part of me was hoping I was just a paranoid freak and my daughters would be there happy to see me, but no, just my cheating wife and her AP. I took pictures of the two of them holding hands and kissing. I know I should have waited, but I couldn't help myself. I was so angry. As soon as I got in my car, I opened the group chat we had as a family, sent them all the photos and said, glad you're enjoying girls' dinner together. I then turned my phone off and drove to my brother's house and asked to stay the night. I woke up the next morning to over 40 texts and 20 voicemails. My wife went through the cheater's playbook of excuses. I didn't even listen to her voicemails. I was about to respond with, I will be getting a divorce. I recommend a lawyer. But my brother stopped me. He told me to meet with a bunch of lawyers first and make sure she couldn't use them. Instead, I just sent the group chat a simple message. I am physically fine, but need time. I will come home when I'm ready. I then muted my phone. I called different lawyers that looked to be the best in town that morning for appointments, met with all of them, and picked the one who looked ready to treat this as a scorched earth as possible. Finally, after spending all day with lawyers, I looked through the messages and both my daughters were apologizing. My youngest daughter, the daddy's girl of the two, was manic. She had texted me almost 50 times saying she never should have lied and hated it every time. Her boyfriend even reached out asking me to please reach out to her, that he didn't know what was going on, but she was on the verge of a panic attack. Maddie, I love you, but please understand that what you've done has hurt me deeply. I need you to give me space. I sent it and within seconds got it. Okay, I'm so sorry. I never should have helped. I'll never forgive myself. I love you too. I didn't respond. Alice was different. We always had a good relationship, but she was a mama's girl through and through. She said she was sorry, but I shouldn't throw away a good marriage because of one mistake. This made me furious. Alice, this isn't a mistake. This is a betrayal from the whole family. Please don't reach out again until I make first contact. She never responded, but I know she showed it to my soon-to-be ex because she started saying that I shouldn't take this out on Alice. I never responded. I'll never talk to her again except through lawyers. This all happened 5 days ago. I'm still at my brother's and can't contain my feelings. I cry every morning and most of the day. I oscillate between complete debilitating sadness and all-consuming anger. Losing my wife will be hard enough, but how do I ever look at my children again? How do I even begin to forgive them? Alice is supposed to get married in the fall. I've been paying for almost everything. Now I'm probably not going to go. I don't even know how to move forward. I'm completely destroyed.
She's got everyone caught up in this lie.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay. Like, to the point where the dad now thinks he can't even attend his daughter's wedding.
Fellas, let me tell you something. Don't trust no females with no long-ass roster. Understand what I'm saying? If she got a roster, and when I mean a roster, baby, a list, all right? 10 plus, you best believe out of that 10, at least 2 smashing, because ain't nowhere in the world, baby. You got 10 dudes on your roster, ain't none of them smashing, all of them just spending money on you just because they think you look good. Get your ass out of here. You heard it here first. Yeah.
What women think is self-awareness is they Google the term narcissism, they'll Google avoidant attachment, they'll Google anxious attachment, and they'll say, all of my exes were highly avoidant and blah, blah, blah. My ex was a narcissist and it's because he was breadcrumbing me and I did nothing wrong in it. You cannot be self-aware and still use the term narcissism. I'm sorry, I'm going to go out and say that. You cannot be self-aware and still be labeling exes as narcissists. And the reason being is a self-aware person realizes there's narcissists out there, there are borderline people out there, there are avoidants out there, but they will say, a self-aware person will say, I ignored red flags, I enabled poor behavior, I didn't set boundaries, me. I broke my own boundaries. That's what they will say, a self-aware person.
All right, I need y'all to settle an argument for me before I get a divorce. So I'm making some chicken tenders on the grill, right? It's me, my wife, her daughter, my stepdaughter, her stepdaughter. So it's each parent and then a stepkid, which is the other parent's real kid, however you want to say it, whatever. Me, my wife, my daughter, her daughter. They don't like barbecue sauce. She's furious. She's pissed off at me right now because it's something to do with the way this chicken looks. Can somebody tell me? She's like, so this is the one you made for you and your daughter, and this is the one you made for me and my daughter. And I'm like, yeah, this one I put barbecue sauce on this one because you guys said you don't like barbecue sauce. See, this is like the last couple pieces that'll go there to make the piles just as big. But she's like, you don't fucking see anything wrong with this. And I'm like, what should I fucking see? What should I see wrong with it? I see 2 piles of chicken. Mine and my daughters have barbecue sauce because we like that, and yours don't because you guys. What the f did I do wrong? Okay, real quick, now that the rest of the tenders are off, their pile actually looks bigger, in my opinion, which I don't know. She won't tell me what is wrong. She just keeps saying, you can't tell me what's wrong with this. You can't look at this and tell me what's wrong with this. This is one you made for us, and that's one you made for you. Like, what did I do wrong?
Y'all gonna stop saying a man is not a man because he's not a provider. Okay, I don't even know why it offends me. I ain't no man, but it does. And I think it's because it offends my practicality and my sensibility. It don't make no sense. It is hard to exist in this country on your own, let alone adding another human being into the mix. So y'all are saying, well, he was paying the bills at his own apartment. Okay, now she moved in. He got to get a bigger apartment or even buy a house. Okay, he was paying his car note. Yeah. Now he got to pay hers too. You got to pay her car note too. Do you got to pay her car insurance? Her medical debt that she came with, her credit card debt, her student loans. I mean, where does it end? And that's previous. That's prior things. Going forward, now he got to, put her on his medical benefits at work. He got to pay her co-pays and deductibles for that. He got to get a life insurance policy. Maybe he never had one before. He had no dependents, right? Now he got to get that. We ain't even added kids to the mix. He got to buy all her clothes, get her hair done, her nails done, her lashes done. He got to pay for everything. The house, the food, the utilities, the saving of the money. I mean, he got to pay everything. It ain't many men in this country that can pay for all that And we not gonna say they're not a man because they can't. It don't make no doggone sense. But you ain't got to pay all the doggone bills in the house to be a man. That's ridiculous. Cut it.
I'm moving in with my boyfriend soon. He's been single for 5 years before meeting me. Let me show you all the things that need to change in this place to make this spot a little bit more gender neutral. Starting off with this. Gotta go. Black rug, gotta go. Another black rug. Black, black, black. Everything is black. Black. I'm not walking all the way over there, but black. When men move in, it's like the only thing that they can use is black. To them, that's the only manly thing. Look. Black, black, black.
Are we surprised? We have to come to the office on a Friday, on a rainy Friday. This is the Betty that you're gonna get.
You do know the offices have casual Fridays, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm glad gay men is catching on to how women is. I done seen so many gay men on my FYP call it out. Steady talking about who gonna be the boys up under their post. And it's a bunch of women, black women to be specific. If we being specific, a bunch of black women under there, who gonna be the boys? Who gonna be the wives? Cause our community has a bunch of baby moms. Stay in straight people business. There's a lot of going on over there.
Want some of this?
Yeah, my husband and I are having this conversation about black women having like a resting bee face and why like they seem unapproachable to me, like men won't approach, because I've been seeing a lot of videos where women are talking about the men are not walking up or they're not trying to holler like they normally would, and my husband says because they have that resting face, like they're not approachable. Do y'all agree with that?
Okay, so if men don't approach women anymore, then how to tell if a guy wants to be approached by a girl? Do you guys give out like little signals, or you just make eye contact, or you just stare at people? Like, what do? Let me know in comments.
For every girl that wants to know why guys don't approach them anymore, this is why.
When a girl says she wants a guy to yearn for her, that's for the pretty guys, the cute. Yearning is not for the ugly. That's called harassment. You keep begging and pleading and, I just need you, and just salivating at the mouth. That's harassment. When you're cute, that's yearning. That's, working for it. That's being passionate. Sorry, everybody don't get the same terminology. Because, facially challenging, sometimes it don't hit the...
She did not just say facially challenged. But you heard it here first, guys. If she's not attracted to you, you are harassing her. If she's attracted to you, you are not. You could both be doing the exact same thing. One of them she's embracing, the other one she's calling the cops. And there's so many different preferences out there, you don't know which one you're gonna be. It already takes enough courage to build up the confidence to ask someone and maybe get rejected. But to not only get rejected, but be called a harasser, that's insane. That's what prevents people from wanting to actually make a move. Now, I know that there are some guys out there that actually will harass and won't take no for an answer. But ladies, if you have this type of mentality, don't be surprised that you don't get approached. We can't read your mind. We don't know which one we are to you. Men, you should still shoot your shot though. You know who you are. Let them be Delulu. Stay triggered, my friends.
I tried this new thing yesterday and I think that it really worked. I was walking down the street and this guy starts catcalling me and he was like, "You look so sexy, baby. Like, you look so good today, blah, blah, blah." And I just looked at him and I was like, "Oh my God, thanks, girl." And I just like flipped my hair and I was like, "Thanks, girly pop." He looked so confused and he didn't say one more word. He was silenced. And to me, that's a sign of success. So I'm going to do it again and you should try it.
I think it's like a new trend, but I don't understand, like, why are guys trying to lose weight? Like, we want a daddy, man. Like, we want a thick boy. Like, y'all stop losing weight. And also, like, I don't want to go out to dinner with someone that, like, is like, "I can't eat that, I'm watching my weight." Like, gross. Share this french fries with me, boy.
There's still men out there that is willing to protect their family no matter what. When I came to Iman and told him that I didn't feel safe, nothing else should have mattered. Why are we even on this phone arguing? I'm coming to you saying, "Yo, baby daddy, I don't feel safe." Like, talking about they gon' me if I boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you, I don't feel safe. Yeah, well, back in 2023, when I did, What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I've done nothing but protect him the whole way through. You can Google Tiana and Iman's divorce. All you ever see me speak on is begging to stay out of our business.
Somebody in the comments said, I pray you find a man like me to show you the grass is never greener on the other side. Another comment said, you robbed him. Stop it.
I feel like the whole conversation surrounding black women having more degrees than black men is like virtue signaling, because in reality, we really aren't doing that much better than black men when it comes to going to college. Okay, so what? More of us have college degrees, but 52% of us are underemployed. So what difference does it make? And it's like, oh, you want a pat on the back for having a degree and being $80,000 in debt and not having a job or the income to show for it? Like, I just don't see the purpose of that. It's like, oh, okay, you went to college, but being college educated doesn't mean being educated. It's not the same thing. So it's like, really, what was the purpose? You knew we went to college to get jobs and make money. So if it's not doing that purpose, then it's really nothing to brag about. At the end of the day, we're all being systemically oppressed, right? The system is whooping our ass. So if women are going to college and we're not getting what we're deserving from it, why are we continuing to push that in the community? 52% of black women are underemployed, which means that they are in jobs that do not require college degrees. 56% of black women 35 and under are underemployed. So it's like we are the highest group of underemployed women with college degrees. I'm so sick of this conversation because no matter what job I work at, I am always the most college educated person in the building. At my last job, my manager ain't never had no college, ain't even been in no college room. I don't even know if that man had a high school diploma. All of the co-managers or whatever look like she been to prison. My last job before that, I worked for, and now he's the GM of the front.
And this is what I keep saying. And it's not that you have a degree, because I have a degree. I have 2 of them. I have 3 of them, actually. But it's to say you guys use these things to lift yourselves up further than you already do. You use makeup, you use shapewear, you use wigs, anything to your advantage to lift yourself up over somebody and say, oh, I have bragging rights, I'm better than you, so what can you do for me? You ain't never going to get over on me. And the man's like, I ain't never tried to get over you at first. Yeah, but another man did, so you ain't gonna. How do you expect to find a good man with that type of attitude? You're not a good person, and a degree is not going to make you any better.
I was incredibly surprised to see CNN cover this, right? And the conversation is basically, why are men choosing to be single? Again, why are men choosing to be single?
Last week, I delved here into recent data from the CDC suggesting major problems with regard to the mental health of our adolescents, surges in ideation, especially true for our girls. This week, I found cause to worry about young men. This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Remember that. Remember this literal quote right here. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. All right. Thank you, Gemini. I'm going to read your super chat shortly.
The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship.
So this is how they're defining single. 30% of U.S. adults, almost 1/3 of everybody, is by themselves. They ain't married. They're not living with a partner. They're not even engaged in a committed relationship. This is according to Pew Research Center, which is a reputable research center. Okay. So they don't even, I define single as either you're married or you're single. I don't have no gray area. They're defining single as just somebody that you're with. All right. We add all of the factors in the context before we deep dive into this.
Nearly half of all young adults are single. Now, look at these numbers. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men. What explains that? I pulled the Pew study and I read with interest. Turns out since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%. In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that age.
So nearly 1/3 of men were honest enough, because they be lying about whether or not they get in that box or not. It's still dudes that be lying on their D.
Dorsey said, I'm good. I always have Vegas to take care of my pleasure.
This comment was just too good not to respond to. I honestly think it is true that men nowadays are uninterested in the dating game. And they're most likely the good ones, which then leaves us ladies having bad experiences, and then we, in hand, want to get off the dating scene. So then we're both left screwed because all the good ones are out of the dating scene and aren't interested. When is this going to change, though? Maybe we all need to come back together and make it work?
And the comment that she was responding to is, the men you're looking for are not interested in dating. My son is 25, has a good salary, no debt, and he only goes to work, the gym, and he games with his buddies. Somebody with a life like that, I don't think they want drama.
I just love when my girlfriends are like, you can have any guy you want, like literally any guy you want. I'm like, except for the one that I want that doesn't want me, that triggered this entire conversation, right? Except for that one. But otherwise, are the guys that I can have that I want, are they in the room with us right now?
I have a question. Do guys give girls flowers on the first date? Like, is that too much to ask for? Like, first date, boom, flower.
So this guy just asked me, do you have a boyfriend or a husband? And I was like, surprisingly neither. And he was like, yeah, because you need to get steering fluid put in your car because I thought he was flirting with me. No, he was telling me, girl, go get that car fixed.
So yesterday I posted asking if, as a woman, you were stranded on the side of the road, would you appreciate the help from a man? And then I asked the men, if you saw a woman stranded on the side of the road, would you stop and help her? Whether, she needed gas or whatever it may be. And there were a lot of mixed responses in the comments, which is understandable. I really was just looking for conversation on it because I'd had a situation recently and I didn't know what the right answer was. There were a lot of comments that women are independent and they wanted to be independent, and so let them take care of themselves and be independent and figure out themselves how to get off the side of the road. And I can empathize with that. Like, I understand where men are coming from. But here's my question. Men, do you think that women and their drive for independence and we have to be independent, we have to do all the things ourselves and this and that, has made you men less inclined to be chivalrous? And women, do you expect men to continue to be chivalrous even though you've told them that you don't need them? I don't know.
But here's the thing. Men are saying it's not even the independence. It's something else. A dude in the comments, Nick Rebel, said, it's not independence, but aggressive entitlement. Another guy, Slickline Willie, I like that name, said, the independence thing is not the problem. It's the disrespect and the vitriol that we continue to get from more and more women when we were just being gentlemen. And then there's the false accusations. No person, oh, just be confident. Oh, just go up, just be a man. No person is going to want to go through that.
If you're not in your late 30s, please keep scrolling. These are just some thoughts that I've had as a 38-year-old turning into a 39-year-old. In the past year or so, I've noticed a change in my appearance, and it's not even like I look old. I don't have that many wrinkles, but it's come to the point where I look myself in the mirror and I don't recognize myself, or there's just like something off about my appearance that I'm not used to. I feel like in the past year or so, I've done some things to really help my self-confidence, whether it's like trying to lose weight or getting Botox or trying new treatments, and I think that's helped. I'm curious, for the women who are late 30s and up, have you noticed this too? And if so, like, what are some changes that you have been doing, or just like any tips? I really want to go through a major glow up this year and next year, and I just want to just feel like myself again. So please leave me any comments below. I would love to know.
And once again, this is something that I've talked to my wife about because I just can't understand it. How these modern women will do everything in their power to live in their former days. Oh, when I was in my 20s, I looked like this. I'm going to get a little Botox, going to get a little lip filler, going to put on a little makeup here and there, going to put on a little bit more makeup, going to put on a lot more makeup. I'm going to get a bodysuit, going to get a really, really tight bodysuit. I'm going to get a push-up undergarment to put these out. And before you know it, and this is why men say, well, what do you look like with all that stuff off? So I can get a baseline. It does not mean that you're not pretty. It just means that I don't know what I'm getting. A lot of these modern women want to sneak around, or I should say navigate the dating scene as they would in corporate. And that means I'm saying that I'm a senior analyst when really there's no other analyst at the company. I'm the only analyst. So, I mean, I guess you could say that I'm senior, but I'm not really senior because I don't qualify. Dang. Even that's deep. Dang. Most of these modern women don't qualify. And I'm not trying to diss nobody, but most people don't qualify for certain things. That's why they call them average. Men have to look at themselves and say, I see that brother out there doing it. I ain't there yet. But modern women, for some reason, think all I got to do to be her and qualify for this type of man is put on makeup. You're enhancing your beauty a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to put on a lot more makeup to where I don't really even look like myself. There's been so many times that I've looked at videos over and over again, pictures over and over again of a woman without any makeup versus makeup. And I'm like, how does this wizardry happen? How does this happen? This does not make any sense to me. But modern women navigate the dating scene. They move around in the dating scene, improving this, or what they think is improving, changing this. And men don't want that. You look great. You look young, but this type of stuff, what is it all for? I feel like it feeds into your attitude of who you are. You always talk about you want a man that's genuine and to love you for who you are, but you never really even show yourself to a man. You always have some layer of makeup on. You always have some layer of something pushing up here, and now they have shorts where you can put them on, and if you didn't have necessarily a lot back there, a lot of junk in the trunk, all of a sudden now you look like you have not just a little junk, but a lot of junk in the trunk. And when you take those pants off, all that junk drops down, and you're like, where'd it go? Oh, the shorts did that. My goodness, we have undergarments for women to accentuate or create curves where there are none. I mean, at what point in time do we stop trying to, and this is why a lot of modern women think that they're on such a pedestal. At what point in time do we stop lifting these modern women up all the way to where they think, oh man, I'm looking down and I'm so far above you. And men are literally saying, I'll put you up there. What are you talking about? Oh no, but it's not the same because I got here by myself. How? I made this, I sold that to you. I put you in this building over here. And you're saying that I don't mean anything to you. That's the disconnect in a lot of situations, because a lot of these women are average. Once again, they get on these websites and they'll be like, I couldn't find any man. And then when they take off their makeup and you find them in a random video just looking like a normal average person, you'd be like, that man was right on your level, or he might have been a little bit out of your league. That's what I think about when I see these videos. They say, oh, I'm doing this to make myself feel better, and I'm doing it because I want to just look good. I want to look younger. I'm 39. I think one woman said going on 40 or something like that. Guys, at some point in time, I think, like I said, most men don't mind a slight enhancement, slight modification, because we all want that, right? Go get a haircut, I look good, right? Maybe put some jewelry on, I look good. But at some point in time, it becomes too much.
You know what? Let me just say this. I was wrong. And I take full accountability for the fact that I showed up to this date late. I checked how long it would take to get there. I left on time. I was on track to arrive early. And then shit happens. I got stuck behind a train. I texted him and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but I'm running late. I'm 12 minutes away from the restaurant. I'll be there 6 minutes late. He goes, all right, hurry up. I get there and I'm circling the block to find parking. This is what he sends me. Maybe this is just his sense of humor. I'm not reading the message correctly. Let's just go on the date. The date goes fine. At the end of the date, he walks me to my car. While we're walking, he goes, "Oh, can you drive me to my car?" No. He's like, "Oh, you really want me to get my steps in?" Yeah. We get to my car, we hug, and he's like, "Oh, so you're really not gonna drive me to my car?" I look at this man, I say, "No. Did you think I was joking?" I literally was just like, "Have a good night."
If you do the math on that, it sounds like you were closer to about 15 to 16 minutes late. If you say you're 6 minutes away and then it takes you 10 minutes to park, that's 16 minutes. And then most people don't count the little in-betweens that actually cost you about another minute or two. So if you put those in there, you're actually closer to about 20 to 25 minutes late. Most people get antsy around the 15-minute mark, 20 minutes, but really around probably about 25 to 30 minutes. Then they're like, is this person standing me up? You got to think about it in terms of that. Should he said hurry up? Probably not. But if this were reverse, you would probably, or a lot of women would probably have a different take on it. But if you think I'm tripping, let's see what she got to say.
If a guy is 30 minutes late to your very first date,
Leave if he's 5 minutes late, because the way people show up for you on your first date is them putting their foot forward, like their best foot, right? So if that's how it is on your first date, imagine how it will be in, say, 5 years. If somebody was 5 minutes late for a first date with me, I'm leaving. I might leave after 2.
That just means he doesn't value your time. For a toxic man, the first date is a test of how much you'll put up with. Go to the bar and find a new date. Who would wait 30 minutes? If he's not there on time, leave, period. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're already late. Late? If you ain't early, I'm out of here. I left after 2 minutes. Don't be desperate enough to wait. Leave 100%. So as you can see, these modern women are just out here doing whatever they want to do.
I've said one time before on my page that women will absolutely find any reason to feel better than the next woman, instead of just understanding that women want different things for themselves. And everybody can coexist in everything that they want for themselves. Women will find any reason to feel better than the next woman. Like, oh, I wear designer, you wear Bath and Body Works. Oh, you still shop at Walmart, I shop at Target. Oh, yo, baby daddy left you on red. Oh, my husband proposed to me. Oh, like, it's just this never ending cycle of wanting to feel better than the next woman. And that's why, like I always say on my page, when it comes to my life, I'm very hands-on about that thing. I'm very hands-on about it because I don't ever want to be a woman that has to pour hate to the next woman because my life is unfulfilled. In real life, I'm very hands-on about mine. I live a very fulfilled life. I have never in all my existence tried to purposely bring somebody down a notch. Like, it's really getting to a point where it's kind of out of control. It's kind of out of control.
Men, if your woman ever cheats on you and you forgive her and take her back, believe me, she will do it again and again. And she'll just use you for all of your accommodations and your resources. She got away with it once, so what's stopping her from doing it again? So don't take her back.
The only time you will ever catch me filming a fit check with a boyfriend, which I do not have, but, you know, if it ever comes around to my time for it to be my time, the only time we will ever be posting a fit check together is if I know, guaranteed for sure, he is going to be grabbing my waist, kissing me on the cheek, kissing my forehead, spinning me, like pointing at me, stunned, drooling at the mouth, all center of attention. All of it is on me. Too stunned to speak, center of attention, stunned by my presence. If he just stands there, looks away maybe does his own part of the fit check, without my permission, of course. If I give him permission to show off his outfit, then that's different. But if he, like, tries to take over or anything, no, you will not be seeing anything from us ever again. No. No. That's my hot take of the night. My hot take is if your boyfriend is not like making sure you are the center of attention and all over you in your video, baby doll, or singing the lyrics with you. That's another thing. When they don't see the lyrics, I'm like, do you have a personality? Anyway, that's all I have to say.
If you are a man, I have a question for you. The question is, what would you do if you found your dream girl, your absolute dream girl? She's perfect in every single way, but she has an OF account. Like, she posts on it. What are you doing? Dream girl, but has an OF account. Are you staying with her, cuffing her? Are you marrying her? Are you breaking up with her? Are you forgetting about her? Are you moving on? Like, what are you doing? Also, she's against deleting it or, you know, stop posting. Like, she's gonna keep this OF account and still post on it. Because I was talking to my guy friends about this. We were having a conversation about, like, dream girls or, like, a dream person, right? But before that, we were talking about OF accounts and all that stuff, right? And so I brought it up and I was like, hey, like, what would you do? And they both looked at me like I was dumb, like as if I should already know the answer. And they both said their answer at the same time. And when they realized that they said a different answer, they looked at each other and they're like, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. And it was so funny. So after seeing them debate about it, I was like, why should I not just come on here and ask y'all? Because I don't know, personally. Like, if I was a guy, I don't know what I'd do. As a girl, if my man had an OF account, no.
So I'm watching Farmer Wants a Wife, and I'm literally like, is this not what dating today feels like? There's one really smart, handsome, attractive guy, and then like 10 amazing women per man. I'm not on dating apps anymore, but when I was, you just know like the women to male ratio of like amazing women is just always so outnumbered. And then also I'm a Christian, so it's like I just saw this video where she was like, why are women outnumbering men in the church? I'm just like, I don't know, like that is how like the dating market has felt to me. Just like the job market, there are not enough good jobs for the number of people that are educated and want to be employed. And I'm not saying like there's not enough good men, I just feel like I see more women that are ready to get married, that have their stuff together, than I come across men who aren't already married or already in relationships. And so I think reality TV, it feels more like reality, especially when it comes to these shows like The Bachelor, Farmer Wants a Wife, Love is Blind. It feels so much more realistic than like just watching one couple one-on-one date. Like today, it just literally feels like, I know a lot of women talk about having rosters. I personally don't believe in that. It's just not my thing. But I personally feel like men have so much like advantage and leverage in this dating time, just because there's just so many great dateable women right now, just marrying women, like women that anyone would want to be with.
I was at work earlier and this girl was talking about she a freak. She was like, I can't help that I'm a freak. If I like you, we're gonna do it because I'm a Scorpio. No, it's because you're up and you like boundaries and you are lacking accountability. It has nothing to do with being born in November. You're just nasty.
So this is a reminder to everyone that's coming to my daughter's birthday tomorrow. As it states in the invitation, you must not only bring my daughter a gift for her birthday, but you need to bring a gift for my other 6 children. The reason why I'm saying to do this is because the other kids are going to be upset that, all eyes are on her, that it's her birthday, that it's her day. And I think that they deserve to be recognized as well.
Meanwhile, it's her birthday, so I'm not sure what else to expect.
If you tell me I smell good and I say I taste even better, ignore me. I'm ovulating, your girl's in heat, ignore me.
Diamond the Body just admitted that she has a body count of 2,000. 2,000. That's a hard number for my mom to actually fathom. She was on a dating show and she asked one of the guys a question, and I put the full video in the link in the description. She asked the guy a question: would you still date me knowing that I have 2,000 bodies on me? And the guy just simply walked away. He didn't say a word. He didn't say nothing. And she's shocked. This is the face of shock that this guy that she just told she had 2,000 bodies. She's not an older woman at all. And she has 2,000 bodies. She was shocked that he ran away. Now, let me say something. I don't get into a lot of conversations on body count. Some people think it matters. Some people think it doesn't. But I'm going to tell you something. I find it hard to believe that a woman that has a body count of 2,000 can ever be happy with one man and ever be in a stable, committed relationship. I think that that ship has sailed. I think that that is who she is, and you should be who you are. I think that that pretty much defines you at this point.
Till this day, I still do not understand how guys fumble the bag so hard, because I just look back at like all these guys that had a chance with me, and then they think that just because they have my attention, that the race is over. Like, no, you still gotta keep chasing, dude. You don't have me completely until there's a ring on my, well, there's technically a ring on my finger, until there's a ring on my finger from you. I'm sorry, but these guys really do, they genuinely get my attention, and then they think that they're the they turn into the girl. They're the ones who need to be chased all of a sudden. Like, what?
The most attractive men in the world have back issues, anxiety, trust issues, and they like to gamble. I'm telling ya, that's the truth.
Are y'all just making stuff up at this point?
So I wholeheartedly believe that men don't joke. They don't joke. I don't believe that they joke. Anytime that I hear a man joking, I instantly call him out on it. Because it's just like, y'all don't joke. Even if they're saying something serious or something like that, like, you know, of course some things can be funny, but I don't believe that men joke. And so I was talking to a man and I was like, you know, I don't play like that because men don't joke. He goes, what do you mean? Every male comedian, you know, they have jokes. And I said, if you ever listen to all their jokes, there's truth in them. So I don't believe that men joke. And I call them out on it. I don't care how long we've known each other, at what point. I'm going to call you out every single time because men don't joke. You guys are too logical to be joking. To have something be funny is an emotional response. You're too logical to just be randomly having emotional responses. You're finding it funny out of the logic that you just observed. I'm not going for none of that.
Modern women continue to have terrible takes. They continue to have terrible takes. They want to put this type of stuff on the man, knowing that they do this too. As a matter of fact, some of these modern women, they're not even joking. They're just being passive aggressive.
What happens when a woman chooses family over feminism? And when I say feminism, I am not talking about the real one that started in the 1800s. I'm talking about the madness, nonsense, crazy stuff that's going on right now. The feminists who are fighting for, what else are you guys fighting for? Like, what are you fighting for? We already fought for the things that matter, which were the right to vote, the right to work, the right to have our own money, our own bank accounts, the right to go to school, get an education. Like, we're good. We're good. And if you still feel oppressed, honey, there's a lot of inner work you gotta do. Because we're way past so many things. Like, you need to go to other countries and see what oppression is, and see maybe what it was like in America in the 1800s still happening today in other countries not too far from here. And you feel oppressed, you feel stopped, you feel like the patriarchy is against you. No, honey, it is nothing that you are blaming. It is you. There are many happy women who are in the corporate world and, you know, doing that. There are many happy women who are in their kitchen cooking and baking, and they're very happy with that. Stop blaming everything else and start taking responsibility for your life, okay? Okay, so you don't have to choose family over honoring the women who fought for our rights and for our freedom. You can definitely do both, and we can just stop fighting. Stop fighting. We need to work together, all right? We need to celebrate the women who work. We need to celebrate the women who work in their household, the women who do both. We can do it now, okay? All right, see you later.
Not really. With some of these women, it's their way or the highway.
I have a question. Men, how do you feel about a woman approaching you first? Like, she's interested and she wants your attention and she approached you, let you know that she likes you, and so on and so forth. How do you feel about that? I'm asking this because I was conversing with someone before, and this man said he doesn't like that. He doesn't feel like that's a woman's place. But I'm like, well, if a woman's interested, how would she let you know? And he's like, maybe by cute things, you know, trying to converse, trying to make small talk. And then, you know, if the man gets the hint and he likes her, he should, you know, push it forward. But not all men are the same. That was my argument. In addition to that, he's just like pushing the issue. He was like, if she's comfortable, you know, trying to approach me as a woman, she might be comfortable trying to propose. I'm like, yeah, you're pushing it. So how do y'all feel about that? And woman, Have you done that? Has any woman ever done that before?
And I'm gonna be real, bro. As a man, bro, I advise you, bro, go hear your dad's side of the story. I'm not saying he couldn't be up. I'm not saying he couldn't have left you for no reason. I'm not saying that he couldn't have been a bad person. He couldn't have made a mistake, none of that. But I advise you just go hear his side of the story and decide from there. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I hear this happen so often. And like it kind of me up every time I'm hearing it, because it's like it's up. But it'll be a dude, he wanna be in his kid life, like he wanna be an active father. And you got a baby mom for whatever reason. Maybe she petty about the new girl, trying to teach him a lesson, trying to use it as an opportunity to get more money. Or she could just be a bad person and she kind of used the kid as leverage against the dude, trying to control him, and he gotta say and do everything she want, or she gonna take the kid away from him. And I get what y'all saying. Go to court, go to court, go to court. Go look at the percentages on that. And a lot of dudes, it's not even that they don't want to pay child support. They just don't want to give her the money. They don't mind spending a bag on their kids. They just don't want to get you the money. All I'm saying, it's a lot of dudes out there. If you was to go sit down, and I'm talking about have a good conversation with your pops, bro, you wouldn't even be mad at bro no more.
What's that called when you lose interest in men, but like you're not a lesbian either?
Menopause. That's called menopause. You're welcome.
Honestly, need a new term called conceit-a-pause, because most of y'all women don't care about nobody but yourself.
This woman came on here, said I'm 5'8" or 5'9", and I was talking to this dude that was 6'8", and he said I was too tall, and the math wasn't just mathing for her. Well, welcome to a preference that you just have to respect because it came out of somebody's mouth. It's the kind of the same way these girls that be under 5'5" talking about if you not 6 foot, you not tall.
At that point, I just feel like y'all being picky. From the short girls wanting a 6'3" plus man to the 6'8" man wanting somebody shorter than 5'8". Like, come on now. Now you can have your preference. I just think you're being super picky and you're slimming the chances of finding somebody that you can actually rock with by cutting people off at a certain height. Keep being picky out here and see how long it takes for you to find somebody that you actually desire, that you vibe with, that you can trust, that's loyal. Honey, them the things that really matter. Y'all talking about all these heights. Man, please. Do y'all not know how pissy the dating pool is and you being picky like that? Okay. Be out here by yourself then.
The wife, the ex-wife. If you can't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Why should I look my best for my husband? This is how I looked when I had a man marry me because he loved me. This is how I took care of myself while simultaneously expecting monogamy. This is what I look like now that I'm back on the market. You see, a man marrying me wasn't enough for me to look like this for him. It took for me to get back on the market, for me to want to attract others. When that man loved me, married me, and was paying bills, I could not look like this for him because he should have accepted what was rolling out of bed every.
So I want to say something. They say a man's role is to provide, but they never mention the cost. They say real man handles what? The endless bills, the pressure to never fail, the expectation to keep giving even when there's nothing left. Every time he closes his eyes, it's not peace he feels, it's calculation. How do I make this work? How do I make sure everyone's okay? But who's asking if he's okay? They will celebrate his success, but stay silent on the sacrifices. They will cheer for his strength, but never acknowledge his exhaustion. The truth? A man carries the burden quietly, but that doesn't mean it's not breaking him. A man isn't a machine. The least you can do is provide him with respect, understanding, and a place to rest. Even the strongest pillars fall when the weight is too much. Marriage never sets.
Why is it that your woman's intuition only seems to work when you think he's cheating, or you think he's messing with somebody else, or he's moving foul, or he's entertaining somebody else? It works 100% of the time then, but when it comes to seeing that he's unhappy, that he needs something from you, that his needs aren't being met, that he can't be vulnerable with you because you're not a safe space emotionally, like everything that will be beneficial to him, you can't seem to see that, or your intuition doesn't kick in. Then the problem is you using your woman's intuition in a positive way to help your man in this relationship means that you have to take accountability for what you're not doing on your end, which is why he can't give you what it is you're saying you need from him emotionally. Does he want to give you that? Yes, absolutely. Can he trust you to give you that? No, because you only see what you want to see. You look at that man and you can see everything he's doing wrong, but you can't look at him and see into him to see that he's not getting what he needs from you and he's unhappy. I want you to fix that, because what's going to happen is you're going to let your woman's intuition, your spidey senses, your gut feeling, whatever it is, you're going to allow that insecurity to push your relationship to a place of no return. And then he's going to walk out, he's going to heal, and he's going to end up being with a woman who gives him exactly what it is he was looking for, because he understands by dating you exactly what it is he does not want from the next woman. So low key, you're actually going to help him find a better mate for him.
The next guy that asked to split the bill at dinner, please no. Like, this is just getting out of hand. Guys used to go to war, lay down their lives for the woman they loved. And now you can't even lay down your credit card to pay for the girl that you took out to dinner on a date.
Didn't women used to cook? Didn't they actually know how to be mothers? I mean, there's so many things that some of these young ladies don't know how to do. It's astounding. But they still expect the man to just be the same.
So today I went to the store to buy groceries, and as I was walking out of the store, I thought to myself, this is really stupid, because my hands were absolutely full and I knew I was gonna drop something, or something was gonna break. And was I right? Yes. The potato sack I was carrying broke, and a couple of potatoes fell out of the bag, and I was just like, oops, and I just put my stuff down so I could pick it up. Exactly as I was expecting it, and to my not surprise, all the women around me just scoffed and walked past me as if I was an idiot, and all the men around me, particularly this one older gentleman, bent down to pick up the stuff and to give it to me and to help me out. And I was like, women are always complaining about the fact that men don't help, men aren't gentlemen. And it's like, I have evidence regularly that men are actually great people and better than women. So.
Well, what do we have today? Let's take a look. She decides she's going to dance on camera with absolutely nothing underneath this white thing. Surely there's only a whole bunch of heterosexual men that are thirsty for this, right? Let's see what the women have to say. Chat, did we figure out where the outfit from? Where is the dress from? Well, of course, Guru, they want to know where the dress is from. That's to be expected. Here's where it gets interesting. Hard eyes. Oh, more hard eyes. I'm no better than a man. I'm no better than a man. I'm no better than a man. Yes, Lord. Boom shakalaka. I'm no better than a man. Hard eye, hard eye, hard eye. I'm no better than a man. I'm guilty too. I've watched this 50 times. I personally think women watch women more than men, because I've watched this too many times. I'm not ashamed either. She's bad. Gonna send this to my husband too. If the men would stop being so thirsty and wanting to see these women, the women would stop doing it, right?
I've come to the conclusion that men can't win. You can't leave work early or else you're not providing. But you can't stay at work either, because then you're not spending time with the family. You can't show too much emotion, otherwise you're vulnerable, but if you don't show any, then you're a robot. You need to take charge, but not too much charge, otherwise you're controlling. But if you don't take charge, then you're just passive. You have to be confident, but not too confident, otherwise you're arrogant. But if you have no confidence, then you're obviously just weak. Regardless of what you do, somebody's not gonna like it. So what are you supposed to do? Whatever the hell you want. And don't apologize for it.
They can't find a lot of young men who want to marry a working woman now. And this is an actual problem that's coming up on the right. And to me, it's so sad because it's like...
Pause there for me. We're going to do this a bit here. Oh, man. So do you see the shock initially? She's shocked that this is a problem. She's like, this is an actual problem. Yeah, it's been a problem for a while. This is not new. This is not a new thing. And here's the bottom line. We'll say before we even start. First of all, it's I wouldn't call it sad. I think it's just reality. It just is, right? And conservative men typically don't want a working woman because they don't want to delegate childhood responsibilities to nanny, au pair, daycare. They don't want any of that. So we're going to set that precedent right up front. They're not interested in outsourcing the raising of their children to strangers. And essentially that's what it is. Oh, but the nanny becomes part of the family. Sure, it's still not mom. You want a traditional man? Then you got to be a traditional woman.
And the problem is a lot of these modern women don't even know how to be traditional. They don't even, I think there's a lot of men out there that would take you if you had maybe like a handful of traditional traits, like three, but they don't even have that. They don't want to have anything to do with a traditional mind. They don't want to have anything to do with a conservative. They don't want anything to do with anything that caters to a man at all. These modern women are not in it for the man's enjoyment. They're in it to get whatever they can out of the man. All eyes on me, like Tupac said. give me everything, pay all my... There's this woman going viral right now. I mean, true enough, it's her sales funnel, and we knew that from the start, just looking at her profile, for saying, I paid $10,000 to find my husband. And women been flooding the comments. They've been going to her page. Some women been following her. A lot of women been still, oh yeah, how can you pay $10,000? And she posted on LinkedIn, me blowing up on TikTok worked like a charm. They blowing me up, and this is going to help fund my business. Right? But how dare she, let's look at the notion of how dare she pay $10,000 to find a man. She didn't pay $10,000 to find him. She paid $10 to be coached. There's a lot of executives out there that pay well more than that for a consultant to be coached. Executive coaching is a thing. Matchmakers are a thing. But God forbid you spend $10,000 to get it right. And when she started saying, and this is how I started finding my man. And this is how I started finding my fiance. Instead of just going on a date like this and a date like that, I started taking my time and talking to, I went through the profiles, 170 of them on Hinge. I went through the profiles. I started looking at them. I said, okay, here's a number of men that I would actually like to talk to. We texted for a little bit. And after that, okay, here's the number of men that I want to have a phone call with. Okay, here's the number of men that I would actually want to go on a date with in real life. I think out of 170 men, she ended up going on a date with like 4 of them. 4 of them. These modern women today would have gone on a date with all 170 and then told them, let me get access to your friend. I want him to take me on a date too. And then after, literally, I'm not lying to you, after all 170 of them, I really can't seem to find a man out here. Where are all the good men at? You just had 170 of them lined up. Yeah, but all of them were this, they were that, they were this, they were that. And then I went on Bumble, it was the same thing. I went on Tinder, it's the same thing. I went on every single app, Raya, same thing. I can't find them. And I go try to hunt them out in the wild. I can't find anything. And they're never the problem. They never take accountability at all. So when you look at her face and how she's stunned that she can't find a man to fit her lifestyle, it makes perfect sense. I'm thinking I can go out there and do whatever I want, say whatever I want to a man. And I'm thinking he's going to fall in line with that. And when he doesn't, I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted that this man would sit up here and dare to defy me in this day and age. When they say I'm supposed to, women empowerment, I'm supposed to have control. How dare he defy me? That makes him upset. These modern women, man.